Very few people know what we do. Have you ever heard of number one and number two?
Maybe Grady did. I don't know.
You have never heard of number one and number two?
Yes, I've heard of number one and number two, but not in reference to the water department.
Okay, and reference to what?
Going to the bathroom.
Well, going to the bathroom. At the Water Reclamation District, that's what we do. We treat the number one and number two. We treat pee and poop. For 5 million people here in Cook County, and all the manufacturers, really equates to another 5 million, like 10 million people we treat. We have the largest wastewater plant in the world. We have 7 plants, 3 are the largest in North America. We have the largest reservoirs in the world that was designed and built by civil engineers. That's what I am. I'm a civil engineer.
So what improvements can we see?
Well, you know, improvement, you're talking about taxes.
I'm talking about improvements in the water department, in the quality of water. What improvements?
Okay, well, let's first talk about taxes. This year, a home is valued $300,000. The taxes that we increased to the homeowners was only $30.
Wait a minute. Can we see any improvements?
Yes. Improvements is that a lot of the flooding has been improved on the south side because we have our reservoirs. Thorn Reservoir is working. And so when it rains, you ever heard of the deep tunnel?
Yes.
We have the deep tunnel runs 109 miles. 109 miles, ranging in diameter from 9 feet to 30 feet in diameter. So and holds 2.3 billion gallons. So when it rains, all that water and the wastewater from the homes goes into the deep tunnel if you live in a combined area.
Yes, sir.
And then if that gets fills up, it goes into our reservoirs to prevent flooding.
I'd like to say one improvement. I think that not enough, Cook County property taxes are well explained. It is a very murky process. I like to commit myself to full-time going to the different neighborhoods and explaining what is that you can do, what is the process for contesting it, for appealing it. And that is a very complicated process that we need to streamline, and we need to help people say, you know what, I think I'm paying too much in taxes, and this is how I want to fight the system. And I'm going to beat the system.
Why is it that Trump Towers, they understand it already? Why is that?
Because of the corruption and because, Clifton, I think that it is because connected people have the ability to appeal, and connected people have the ability to pay less taxes because it's a system that is not fair for everyone. And that's what we need to change. And we need to have working class people be able to say, I think I'm paying too much in taxes, and this is what I want to fill out, and it's not a complicated process, and let's make it fair.
And Alderman Burt, who's under indictment, it's alleged that he may have something to do with it. I say it's alleged, Alderman Burt of Chicago. But I want to ask you something, Mr. Floyd, would you advocate, do you think that having the casino is a good thing for the community? And should that tax revenue go into the community in which it belongs in, so the people aren't not genocided, they aren't moved out because they can't afford the taxes anymore? Should more of that capital go into the area once that improvement goes, so those people aren't pushed up out of that community by regentrification?
I love your question. I think that something like that is appropriate. For instance, the TIFs that we have are currently not being used by the communities where those funds are coming from.
The Paul Stadium that was built with the TIF money.
Yes, and so that is something that should be changed, and I think that we should help working class people, because if the TIF is designated for that area, it should help that area. It shouldn't go to other places in the city. But to answer your question about the casino, I think that Illinois has way too many people leaving, and that is forcing us to find new sources of revenue, like the casino and like the marijuana. I do think we should be very careful in the way we design legislation so it doesn't have consequences down the road that we said, we did this too fast. We rushed through this, and that is something that I'm afraid of. I do want to have creative ideas for bringing in new revenue, but I also don't want to run into the social problems that come with gambling, that come with other sorts of addictions.
Okay, we got 7 minutes. Go ahead, and then I got to go ahead.
I just have one quick one for you. If you are elected, are you in favor of term limits?
I am absolutely in favor of term limits. This is why we have a culture of corruption, because we have some politicians that have been in power for over 40 years. I think that if you really want to help your community, you will have a certain amount of cycles, a certain amount of years, and then you are going to let the next generation take over. I am a teacher. I am empowering youth so that they could be tomorrow's leaders. I do believe in term limits. That is one of the pieces of legislation that I will fight hard for so that we don't have a culture of corruption in Illinois. We have a culture of real public service.
Okay. You know what? We're running out of time, and you know what? Y'all take a minute. Where can people volunteer? Where can they help you? Where can they make donations? Please, each one of y'all a minute, please. And you can hold your sign up or tell what a website, a telephone
And
number.
ballot numbers, too.
Ballot number, just go ahead.
Ballot numbers, too.
My name is Commissioner Frank Avila.
Hey.
I'm running for Commissioner of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, and my ballot number is 123. And you can call me on my cell phone, 773-763-2300. Anytime, you just call me.
Do you need volunteers?
Oh,
Do
yes.
You need,
Yeah,
where's your office
yeah.
at? Where's your office?
My office is on the northwest side, 7048 North Odell. Come and visit me, call me, because we need volunteers. I'd like to have a meet and greet. You call me. I'd like to come and meet and greet everyone in Cook County.
Okay, man. Please,
Yes.
give us information.
Good evening. I am a Sox fan, and I represent the southwest side of Chicago, so go Sox. I will let you know that if you are interested.
But you love Cubs fans, too.
Of course,
Okay,
of course.
politician.
But you know what? You got to tell it like it is. Not a lot of politicians do. I am a big Sox fan, and I am representing the southwest side of Chicago.
Okay.
I think it's about time we have change and qualified change. I would like to say that we are asking people to join us. 1610 South Halstead, and now in the age of social media, we have our website, FroyJimenez.com. We have our Twitter at Froy for IL Senate, and we have our Facebook at Froy Jimenez for Illinois Senate. Now, money is not the only way to win. People power is the way to win, and I believe that we have power in numbers, and you are going to see new leadership that's helping working class people as opposed to punishing taxpayers.
Okay, and y'all, your websites, please. Just half a minute, please.
Okay, the website is www.cleanwateravila.com.
Okay.
Simple. FroyJimenez.com.
And you know, I want to, you know what, Chell, you know what, I'm working to establish, I have a relationship with him already.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell y'all something publicly. All he got to do is pick, like Maddie Hunter, she can pick up the phone for you, your alderman. But, you know, all Frank got to do is pick the phone up. But and Mr. Floyd, all he got to do is pick the phone up because I'm working to establish a relationship. I got a relationship
Absolutely.
with Frank already. And I want to thank you for the wonderful t-shirt.
Oh, absolutely. And I do want to say that I want to honor your service and everybody else that has dedicated their lives for our country. And it is not only on Veterans Day or special holidays that we should say that. Every time that we see someone that has dedicated their time for our country or for our city, as in their first responders, I admire that, and we should honor them on a daily basis.
Okay. And
Thank you.
I want to, all due respect, I want to say, if Miss Sherry is watching, with all due respect, I want to say hi to her. You know what I'm saying? Hi to my wife back there. You might want to say hi to your wife. I don't know.
I certainly want to say hello to my wife, who is somebody that makes me better and that I know will be helping people out when she is the first
Just
lady
one
of the
quick
first
question.
district.
How have your wives helped y'all in y'all work, both of y'all? We only got a half a minute, 30 seconds.
Well, Sherry does all my brochures. She does all my web pages. She does everything from A to Z.
Okay. And how's your wife helped you? You got a big date tonight. Tonight is Valentine's.
Yes, it is. My wife is, so talented when it comes to this. and this. She makes her decisions because she is very smart and intelligent, but she is guided by her faith, and she continues to remind me that God is first.
Grady, how's your wife help you? How's your wife help you, Grady?
Well, I'm not a politician, but
How's your wife help
if nothing else, she brings me the can.
Okay. And I got to say, everybody talking about their wives, they're bragging on my wife. She's sitting back there, and I want to thank you, Ray, for helping me in my stages of development. And these signs, get out here and you know what, volunteer.
Punch 101.
I can't believe a Muslim was saying that. But
Good luck to both of you.
Thank
and
you.
I hope that this is the start
Assalamu
of
alaikum.
some new, honest politicians.
we show the
Thank
cake.
you. Thank you.
We show the cake, and you know what? I knew y'all was coming, so I baked the cake.